What's up, Team Jazzy? It's your girl, Jazzy J, and for today's true crime, we will be covering the case of XXX. Now, his real name was Jahseh Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy, known as XXXtentacion or XXX, had a troubled childhood and used his experiences and life lessons as a child to give back to adolescents who battle with mental health.
You are all super fucking stars. You are all the greatest beings in the fucking planet. You just have to make the right decisions. And that's all that matters. I love you all, and thank you for having me. This is my fucking...
His career was just at a peak until someone decided to end all of that on June 18, 2018, after his one-sided animosity with rapper Drake.
A rapper shot and killed in Miami, now leading Cape Coral police to give protection to a local home. It's all fallout.
This is the case of XXX. On January 23, 1998, a Jamaican couple had a beautiful baby boy named Jahseh Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy. His name came from the Bob Marley song, So Jahseh, and they lived in Plantation, Florida. But shortly after his parents split, his mother was working as a stripper and she was addicted to drugs and was dating a drug dealer. They both had a toxic relationship, and Jahseh experienced their domestic abuse with one another. When Jahseh was 7 years old, he heard his mother's boyfriend physically abusing her, and he heard glass shattering, and fed up, Jahseh went into the kitchen, grabbed a piece of broken glass, and jumped on top of him, biting him and stabbing him. Now, a new level of power was now unlocked, and now Jahseh's childhood experience would be chronic fighting neighborhood kids. Growing up, the attention-seeking behavior continued, and one day officers found 21 grams of weed on him. Sentenced to 1 month in juvenile detention and 6 months in a behavior facility where he met someone that would change his life forever. They both grew this fascination with rapping, and one of their friends had a microphone and a laptop, and this was good because it kept them out of trouble, because they were now putting the energy from fighting now into their new hobby. They recorded songs and uploaded them to SoundCloud. In 2015, Jahseh dropped Look At Me, which also would take his life to a new level, but Jahseh didn't know that just yet. He was doing what he loved with no financial reward, but the locals was really digging his music, and he grew a massive amount of followers, and he was now XXXtentacion, but people call him XXX for abbreviations. And things were looking so great for him. However, in January 2017, he was serving time in prison for aggravated robbery and assault of a pregnant woman. But a song he made back in 2015 called Look At Me took off now 2 years later, being number 34 on the billboards. October 2017, he signed a record deal with Capitol Records and worth over $6 million. Now, Drake had a concert and played his album KMT, and his fans went crazy, but X fans was not impressed. They noticed that Drake's flow was similar to X song Look At Me, and they started an internet uproar. Everyone said Drake stole his flow, and they was now losing respect for him because he didn't give this up-and-coming artist his credit. And XXX, still in jail, used this opportunity to stay relevant while he was in jail and had his manager making angry statements on Twitter. He also did interviews, even in prison, stating, "At least acknowledge me, knowing I'm an up-and-coming artist." But Drake mentioned in an interview, after hearing his song, I see why fans would think that it's the same because of the cadence. But after all I've been through, being rich and famous, why would I need to copy anybody? But XXX continued his one-sided beef with insults and sexual slurs about Drake's mother. Soon enough, celebrities were adding their own input. Some was saying Drake had done this before, and others were saying XXX is taking this way too far, saying he was going to have someone shoot Drake and that his career was almost over. Drake continued to giving the you're not on my level energy and was ignoring him like a toddler having a tantrum for attention. Celebrities like Joe Budden, DJ Academic, and Offset from the Migos offered their opinions after X lashing out. Offset from the Migos had a lot to say. On Instagram, he said, "Y'all niggas silly. How you haven't heard of a nigga talking like you stole their swag? We ain't even heard of you. Get your ass out of jail and run your shit up, whatever your name is."
I know it, man.
Now, Offset now has bad blood with X because we know X don't back down from nobody after he stabbed his mom's boyfriend when he was 7 years old. So Offset and X, they ended up catching up with each other, and you can guess what happened. A big brawl that everyone saw coming. X got on Instagram Live and said the Migos jumped him. Offset also made a comment about all of the up-and-coming artists wearing upside-down crosses, telling them they look lame and they need to get with God. X responded by saying, I don't respect no that don't want to see a young prosper. That is free. You're supposed to want to help the new generation. Tell this Offset to get off my the fuck you on a young for anyway. Always on somebody's shut your up like 35 still trying to catch the new wave when your career is over. Next, there was a video surfacing around X claiming that the Migos had jumped him. X said, Offset was scared to fight me one-on-one. For now on, this is just free clout for you. I'll take my ass beating like a man, though. X continued dissing Drake and Migos, saying, I'm going to tattoo Drake's name on my butt cheek if Drake can be original in one song. So, a rapper named 600 Breezy, who is good friends with Drake, had just been released from probation, leaving a public statement that he was prepared for an encounter with Triple X, and Drake has already given him permission. X responded with more threats saying, listen, bro, I have some niggas that will knock you off in your own city. Tell these to keep my name out of their mouth unless they want my in it too. Oh, child. 600 Breezy then said, hey, you have a good fan base. It's best that you focus on your career. In 2018, X posted, if anybody kills me, it was Drake. And 3 months later, June 18th, X was murdered as he was pulling out of a parking lot.
Surveillance cameras captured the ambush of rapper XXXtentacion as he prepared to leave a Deerfield Beach motorcycle dealership last June. The cameras show a vehicle block the rapper's exit, and then men jump out of the vehicle and confront XXXtentacion. One of the men goes into his car. Then there's a confrontation and a robbery, and the men shoot and kill the talented young artist.